Hello, my beautiful Scarlet Owl Tavern server. My name is Marzi, and we are coming at you live with full moon on a foggy night. I am joined by my wonderful, terrific, extremely talented, and creative, and oh so inspiring, and just so amazing co-hosts. Like, I'm not even done yet. They're just the best friends I could ever have,
Okay.
and I love them so very much. I just hold them so very soft, and they're just amazing. My lovely co-host, if you could introduce yourself, from top to bottom.
Oh, so you don't interrupt Marzi.
Heart
Well, because
emoji.
if I interrupt Marzi, that means I'm also stopping the compliments for you.
Yeah, I hate all of you. Sometimes I look at the gallery. I really shouldn't.
Anywhoosies, back to the intros, dearest.
Yeah.
Hi.
Back to the intro.
Hello. You will find me shaking Marcy's hand right now because they're not getting out of the compliments. Surprise, it's all back
Good.
on you too. Oh, so we're Chloe's henchmen now.
As long as we're unionized.
Well, that's what we're about to figure out. Are we
Yeah.
unionized? Like, that's the whole point of this
Oh.
FPS, isn't it?
But yeah, I'm Fletch.
Totally no other reason.
I am Fletch, and I'm going to be playing Fletch.
Really? I swear, I thought you were going to play a small, sarcastic, way too smart for his own good detective.
No, I don't feel like being smart.
Mood.
Mood.
Go ahead and introduce yourself, Spec, because I thought of something funny to say afterwards. Don't die.
Sorry, I said mood right as I choked. As I swallowed and I choked. God, I'm Spec. I am alive. Well, no, I'm not. I'm dead, but I'm living in a weird name. And I am playing, you guessed it, Tome. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. It's Spec.
And I suppose Marzi is playing Leo.
And as previously stated, my name is Marzi, and I am not like these two fucking doofs, these woobs, these absolute
Clown
hooligans
heads.
with their monkey shine. My character's name is Marz.
Wow.
Because that's so different.
At least it's not one for one, motherfucker.
Hey, thank you. Technically, my full name is Spectralhaunts, so I think I'm a little bit off.
Anywhoosie. I don't start in the tavern, so I don't get to actually open. I just want to do the intro.
Yeah. God, took me a bit there. Sorry, I
Take
finally
a
got
deep
my
breath,
breath
my
again.
dearest.
I had tears streaming down my eyes before I started choking.
Oh no!
No!
You're doing the intro and I'm just dying in the background. Marzi voices isn't about them.
This is you getting into character.
This isn't
fine.
about the money, Spider-Man. It's about the pets.
I need to stop taking a drink during this FPS because I almost did it again. I almost started choking again. Okay. So I guess we'll start off with what's going on inside the tavern. Now, Spec and Fletch, although with all their shenanigans and messing around about each other, they do seem to have some sort of friendship, brotherhood. We don't know. They don't know.
Instinct.
All we know is Cain instinct's there, but we don't know why. But sometimes they do just. We know why.
Because the universe knows why.
I sure do have a talent for making you violent.
But They very much, words. They very much, however, do have those moments where they are able to sit down and not spar or try to fight or commit violence against each other. Of course, there's the decent amount of snarkiness, teasing, and arguing, but they don't get physically violent. And it's one of those nights where they are just sitting across from each other at a table, with just very much caught up in discussion. Who knows? What are they talking about? Definitely not names, because we're not doing that to ourselves again.
I don't know, info dumping about,
Spec teaching fire shot.
Yes, good. There are 2 specs at the counter and one is making a fire shot. So yeah,
Okay.
they're kind of just
So the first
chilling.
thing you do is you pour it. Just like, sorry.
No, don't worry. They're kind of just chilling. Currently, Fletch is watching with rapt attention.
This is very important. Spec explains you have to have the proper amount of vinegar to Tabasco ratio.
And what happens if it's off?
Then they don't suffer as much as they could.
I see.
Listen, if someone wants to be an asshole in the tavern, you gotta stop them. If they ask for your strongest stuff, well, technically this is our strongest stuff. It's just not our strongest alcohol.
I see.
Be careful with how people word things. You know a lot about that.
Yeah, I sure do.
Smirk.
Yes, it is very good Foley work. Foley is basically sound effects. Or the art.
Oh, can you hear my
making
sound effects?
Yeah.
You can hear me getting my water.
It's very thematic.
It's very immersive.
I like that there is spicy, but there's also ice. So you put ice in the fire shot, I see.
1 second. I'm testing something. The ice doesn't pick up on my recording.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
But that's kind of hilarious.
That is pretty funny. And Fletcher's kind of just grabbing his chin like, alright, what if we put some mint in here?
I tried that once, but Chloe tends to stock up on Toon Mint, which has a weird cooling effect.
Yeah, because with real mint, you see, a very fun fact about taste buds and the tongue is that the nerve endings for something being too cold and something being too hot are different. So in theory, you could feel both at the same time.
You could. If you really want to get something too cold and not get us sued.
I almost don't want to interrupt because this is really interesting to listen to.
No, yeah, please just walk in at any time because we're gonna be basically bullshitting this entire recipe.
Okay, it's at this point that the doors to the tavern open, and with all the confidence that you would only get if you were someone who is semi-famous, sashays in.
Alright.
Pretty person.
Let me also do a roll.
Pretty
I
person.
cannot believe it. I cannot believe it.
Pretty person.
Spec got an 18 on the pretty person roll.
I demand a disadvantage.
Fair
Disadvantage enough. Because there's 2 Marzis being shown. And that is a stealth roll for Fletch, who is currently a second spec ducking under the counter.
Spec. I'm gonna roll deception. I have to legally roll deception because Fletch cannot know that Spec is about to lose a bet. Ha!
Alright, let me roll my insight. You get away with it for now.
My bet's secure. Spec very much blinks a few times before tilting their head. Yes, the gallery is right. This is technically not a pretty lady.
Pretty lady gender neutral fools in the gallery.
Man.
Being
I like
a
to think
pretty
Fletch
lady
disclaimed that.
transcends gender.
I like to think Fletch disclaimed that, like Spec got really smug later and went, haha, I just realized you said pretty lady and I cannot assume gender. And Fletch just went pretty lady gender neutral.
Pretty lady transcends gender. It's like when I say mean girl gender neutral. It's the vibe.
It's the vibe. So Spec very much blinks twice because, oh pretty lady. But, very much blinks twice before going, I'm afraid we're closed already.
Oh, it's okay. I'm not here as a customer. I just had a quick question for you. They the same sachet that they did into the tavern up to the bar.
Spec is just looking at you.
Do another with save.
Fine. They're doing better.
Marz, why don't you have
Mine's drifting a bit otherwise.
Why don't you have Marz roll performance?
Oh yes, my performance.
This is
oh no!
Awful.
Man.
You accidentally step on like a discarded lemon or something.
It's okay. I'm not here to actually be graceful. This is just how they walk. But they do, like, they rest their elbows on the bar and, like, steeple their fingers together, and they rest their chin on their fingers. They're like, so tell me, are you guys unionized here?
What?
Are you unionized?
No. And Spec kind of sits up and tilts their head curiously.
Yeah, Fletch does recognize that voice. And he pops up from behind the counter and is just like, Marz!
You're here!
What? Spec jumps back a little.
And he leaps over the counter to give Marz a hug.
Yes, Marz catches him in their arms.
What?
So what are you doing here?
Oh, I was given a mission to help local businesses unionize.
That is a very specific mission.
It's very important.
There's a resolute nod. Like, well, they're not unionized. They don't even get dental.
You don't work here.
Maybe it's because you're not unionized.
No, maybe it's because somebody won't just get their own job.
And at this point, Fletch does drop the disguise to give Spec a raspberry.
Back at you.
Children, please.
Okay, you know I'm at least as old as you.
I
Oh,
do
so you're both
now.
younger than me.
No. Oh, but I bet you wish we were.
Excuse, I I have no, I am the older one here.
I have trouble
Mhm,
accepting
mhm.
the fact that they're baby.
I am not a
Oh.
baby.
Aww, that's such a baby thing to say.
You little shit.
Such horrible language from the mouth of babes.
I am not a baby. I am the only person here even employed.
The hopes for this generation aren't too high.
Are you? We are. I am. You have no proof you're older than me.
No, I know he's older than you.
What? How?
Anyway, back to unionizing.
What? Beck's just blinking.
It's very important because being a part of a union makes it so that you have equal footing upon sort of bargaining with your employer.
I have plenty of footing with my employer.
Mhm.
It's almost like
Mhm.
I'm second in control.
Are you
All right, but
sure?
what
Because
about
it kind of seems like, didn't you say something about getting tricked to working here?
That's not the point. I work here and I get paid. That's all we need to focus on.
but do you get paid well? And do you and your other fellow employees get treated fairly?
I get paid enough. I don't even know who else is employed. Spec does not remember that lore. Right now.
And
Harold, there is Harold. I don't actually talk to the other employees often. Um,
I
Why
am
and
not?
pretty much the only person they talk to on the regular, I think. Well, besides Chloe and Harold.
Harold's the other employee. We talk sometimes.
Actually, I think Harold would be down for a union.
Oh, I'll have to
Harold
speak to this
probably.
Harold then.
Don't get Harold involved.
Also, don't worry about that roll I did. It was a nat 20. Everything's fine.
Hmm.
Mm.
They're
Hmm.
just they're just all smiles and that showbiz energy of they know exactly what they're doing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Honestly,
Hmm.
I think the only reason why they talk to me is because I literally steal their identity.
That does
Okay,
sound like
that's
you.
enough. That. Listen, the tavern's closed. I cannot just have random people in here. You need to go.
Oh, but they're not a random person, they're my friend.
You have friends?
I have a friend.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Hey!
You two seem pretty friendly.
We. I put up with him.
Yeah, well, I kind of have to get close to them because, well, if you're gonna play someone, you gotta know how they act.
You do it pretty well.
Oh, I just get super flustered around every pretty lady and otherwise
That's.
pretend.
I have more of a personality than that, you do realize.
Well, you just said I do a pretty good job of copying you.
You know what? I'm taking it back. You have no idea what you're doing. You're just lucky.
And I've gotten lucky for months now. You
Yes,
know, when you
that's exactly
barged
what happened.
when you barged in earlier, I really think that everyone thought that you were the copy.
I, you know, you know, this is. I. This. Sometimes I really do wonder why I put up with you.
Because you love me?
I don't. I could care less about you.
Hey Marz, this is the workplace environment here.
That is slightly disappointing, isn't it?
I know.
Okay,
Well,
You could even
just
call it
even more proof.
toxic, you know?
This
that's
should be
enough.
discussed.
I can't believe this.
Is your employer around?
I believe she is currently asleep.
That's fair. I did show up pretty late.
Yeah, did
There's a
something
cat
keep you
at
up?
my door.
Oh no!
I can hear him scratching at my fucking door.
That's just Harold.
Hang on, my little brother came and opened my door and did not close it again.
Oh.
Hi, Gallery. How you doing?
I'm so sorry that you're being unionized, Chloe.
I'm not sorry, the fuck.
Whoa, union
God
be upon
damn
you.
it. He didn't come in, so I closed the door again, and now he's back. Hang the fuck on.
I mean, considering the populace of the people here, I feel like a union was probably inevitable. You know, Mason, maybe not today, but I think one day you should give in to that temptation.
You will scare the living shit out of me if you ever do that. To be honest, if the gallery ever does that to me, I will possibly screech.
Oh no.
Man, Mason's gonna jump scare me one day and it's gonna be all your fault, Fletch.
Listen, we're all implicit in this. We are all
Excuse me?
foxes of swords. We all share that burden.
Gosh.
Okay. God.
You're so valid, beloved.
Anyway, where were we? Fletch asked
Unions.
Marz if they had been held up by something, right?
Yeah.
Marz just kind of hems and haws and is like, well, starting up unions does take a while.
So you
Still
visited
haven't
somewhere
actually
else
explained
beforehand?
what a union is.
You don't know what a union is?
Oh, darling.
Author's note, Fletch does not know what a union is either.
Oh wait, I want to the spec player know but not spec the character, but Fletch the character. No. Wait a second. This is the funniest.
Yeah, I know what a union is. Fletch the character, just handed me that he's going along with this for the bit.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying that you Fletch the character knew, but not Fletch the player. When Spec the player knew, but not Spec the character. I was about to lose my mind at the irony.
No, I know what a union is. Don't worry.
Thank goodness.
We all know what a union is here.
Except for our characters.
Well, Marz does.
Except for all characters but one.
Marz is the brain cell here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think out of Spec, Fletch, and Marz, I think Marz has the highest ins.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Very much. It's not a high bar to pass.
Oh, beloveds. But yeah, Marz is just nodding like, yeah, there are a few other local businesses that I wanted to start with also.
So you help the competition. Nary of eyes.
There's no such thing as competition when it comes to unionizing. Everyone deserves equal rights when bartering with their employers.
Spec's just looking at you.
You want to roll an insight?
Yeah.
Have at it.
Me and my disgusting insight. When I say disgusting, I don't mean it in the good way. Nope, that's a 4.
Darling.
Oh.
I mean, to be fair, they are completely genuine about this. They're
Yeah.
not lying.
Yeah. More Spec's just like, competition. Don't like it. I'm pretty content not being unionized. I don't know what a union is, but I'm pretty content without it.
But what if something were to happen that makes it so it'll be hard for you and your fellow employees to barter against something unfair?
Spec's never been able to barter against Chloe.
I have ordered plenty.
Oh, really? When? You asked for a raise like once.
I'm content with my pay. I have enough. I pay for both of our rooms.
Well, I sure hope so, considering that I do half of your work.
I wouldn't even say it's half.
No, it is absolutely half. Unless you're saying I do more work than you, which
No, you do less. You do
maybe.
less than me.
Nah.
You did not have to fight a platypus.
I had to fight an owlbear.
You fought my boss.
Who was currently an owlbear?
Your boss is an owlbear?
No, my boss.
Not anymore.
It was a drink gone wrong. I was going to fix it, and then this person got a couple of poor innocent souls roped up, and they caused a bunch of chaos, destroyed the tavern. I had to deal with that.
Okay,
Well,
the
if your employer
owlbear
was
did. Chloe did. And
if your employer
honestly,
No.
was
I'm
an
surprised
owlbear
that
and
we
had
did
more
not get
control,
sued for that.
this is something also a union would help with. You could negotiate better safety protocol and
I had a
wait.
very good safety protocol on that.
Uh-huh. And that's why strangers had to get roped into it and all the patrons ran away.
The strangers got roped into it because somebody, very pointed look at Fletch, can't keep
I thought
pretending to
Tala
be
worked
me.
here.
Does Tala works here, right?
Tala works here? What the
Tala
fuck
works
is a
here? Question mark?
baby?
Does Tala work here? I don't think Tala works here. Okay, Tala doesn't work here.
Tala
Okay,
does
thank
not work
goodness.
here.
Okay, what the fuck is that?
Fletch
I'm like,
Fletch
Tala's a
thought
kid.
that Tala
Don't do
worked
this.
here, but
Okay. Spec just blinks. No, Tala does not work here. I had never met Tala before that.
Okay, you're
Why
really
would
gonna
you
have to give
employ a
me your
child?
character notes, by the way.
What?
If I'm gonna be you, I need your like character notes so I know who you actually know.
Well, there is a possibility you just don't be me and get your own job.
Or oh, is it because you don't actually know anyone besides me, Harold, and Chloe?
Hey, stop! I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, darling.
I know lots of people.
Like who?
We have regulars.
Yeah?
There is Chair,
Do you
and
talk to
there
them?
is.
Do you hang out with them? Are you friends?
We talk. There's Mural.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Mural was. Wait, Mural is like a. I thought Mural's like pays to be here? Like a patron? Is that the word?
Or a customer.
I'm looking at the gallery for lore. Yes.
I thought that they were just part of the fish tank.
Um.
Man.
Okay, I like to remind people I mod this place, and that is half of my job. And like Spec, it is it is a very big job. I keep things from not burning, but a lot of chaos goes on when I am looking away. So I do my best to know everyone, but we do. I don't know who's gotten involved yet. I know Lewis now.
Okay,
Me.
meeting people through the owlbear incident does not really count.
That counts. That
Okay,
counts.
no.
Gail.
Who?
Look, that's a lot of people.
Who?
Gail.
Who's Scale?
a person at this tavern.
Mm-hmm.
Out of context, it's Sorte.
Yeah.
Out of character, that's Sorte. For this.
Well,
I love
Starting
how there's some
Union.
people here who have like legitimate names for their sonas, and then there's Fletch and I.
It's funny.
It is funny. It keeps the gag up even more.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm Chloe.
Yeah, Chloe. Okay, Chloe is the boss, so I would be very concerned if you didn't know her.
Okay, I was mentioning Chloe out of character, but we can keep that in character.
Well, starting a union could be also a way to help make friends and get to
I
know
don't
the
want
people who
that.
are. You don't want to make more friends,
I'm quite content the way it is.
knowing
Oh,
just
so
this
am I your friend
troublemaker.
then?
You are not my friend.
Oh.
Don't do that. No, don't do that.
Oh.
But oh, you're both like it.
Oh.
Stop,
I don't know. I don't
no.
know if I said that Marz had set Fletch down yet, but they set him down, and they walk over to Spec and very affectionately pat their cheek.
Okay, no, no.
The cat is
Spec.
still at my fucking door.
Spec like curls up away from that touch.
Oh,
You want to roll
Spec,
an insight?
beloved.
I will roll insight again. That's a 17.
As I roll a deception. You'll never fucking guess. Also a 17.
Oh
Meets
my
it, beats it.
gosh. Should I
For a
also
split
roll for
second,
Fletch?
if you'd like.
Ah. That is more than meets it beats it.
God. I mean, that makes sense, because unlike Spec, you know Marz.
I
This
sure
is the
do.
one friend you got.
Since someone won't admit we're friends.
But yeah, Spec, for a split second, this person looks a little sad, but they bring their hand away with that same bright smile that they've had. Fletch sees for a moment Marz is just filled with this sort of almost melancholy acceptance of, yeah, that's just how things are here, isn't it? As they
Oh.
bring their hand away.
Fletch kind of frowns, but like, oh, it's okay. Spec's a bit touchy about touch.
That's fair. I shouldn't have done that without permission anyway. It was my fault.
No, it's fine. I mean, you don't even like it when I tried to like pat their head some days ago and they almost bit me.
Oh.
Spec is staring with a soft frown and a bit of silence as they process what they saw.
Well, at least I know I can do it to you, and they very affectionately pat Fletch's cheek.
Okay, I thought you were gonna pat his head.
No, it's a very affectionate pat on the cheek.
He is Pat.
He is pat. Do you want in or out, you motherfucker?
I can faintly hear the cat too, so that's the funniest part of
Awful.
it.
I let him in, and now he's meowing to get back out.
Oh my gosh.
No,
I'm
he's trapped in here, the bitch. Anyway.
Anyways.
I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped
You're
in here
trapped
with
in
me.
here with me. But yeah, they're Spec. As far as you're concerned, it might have even been something that maybe, who knows, your eyes are playing tricks on you. It was very faint and almost hard to catch, but I
Yeah.
mean, you're pretty sure you saw it.
That's why Spec's so zoned out, is they're very much trying to figure out.
Goodness, where are my manners? I didn't even start with an introduction. I'm Marz.
Fletch, not Fletch, Spec. Man, I'm out of it. Man, Spec is out of it, and it got me out of it. Spec kind of blinks a bit as they sit back slightly at that and frown.
Something up?
Before placing a hand on their head. Sorry, headache. Wait, what? There's a moment of blinking before they shake their head and sit up straight. Did you say something?
You
M.
good there?
You can just call me M.
M. I'm Spec.
It's really nice to meet you.
Despite the fact that you came in here in the middle when we're closed, I guess you're not the worst customer I've met.
Not a customer. Union's activist.
Well, you're the only union activist I've met, then.
Well, that makes them the best.
I guess it does.
Well, majority of this FPS, all Marz has been handing me is looking at these two very, very softly and just a bit sadly.
Oh, beloved. I can hear the cat.
Sorry, the cat in the background's killing me. We have such a serious FPS with this, like we're definitely leaning towards the Angst rating, and then you just hear in the background.
That one was Angel. No. That one was Angel.
It's so good. I genuinely love it because it really is helping keep this from just me start crying.
I think it's because Gizmo took his spot on the cat tree where he was sleeping.
Oh
anyway.
Kibby drama.
Kibby drama.
Anyway, but yeah. Marz is just very soft about this back and forth between Fletch and Spec.
Man.
Before they shake it off and they're like, but yes, unions.
Still haven't explained what those are.
Unions they're democratic bodies. They elect leaders within their respective. Well, see, if this place was unionized, it wouldn't be competition. All the local unions would work together to make sure everyone within this community has fair living wages and can negotiate flexible schedules, make environments more family friendly.
Hell yeah, we're gonna need that since someone's a dad.
I am not! You are the dad!
Nah, you're the dad.
I don't know,
no.
they're pretty young to be a dad.
Okay, no, when I was so there's this funny thing I do where I basically do Spec's job for them, but I don't get paid for it. And
you agreed to this. I try to get you to get your own job.
Okay, but you know that I have to commit to the bit.
Maybe. Well, that's your choice.
You agreed that it's funnier this way. That's all the encouragement I needed in my partner in crime now.
Nope, I refuse to acknowledge that.
Maybe they just like you doing most of their work.
No, yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, so that's a funny little thing I do, and when I was manning the place in Spec's absence, because there was still customers here and Spec was not,
I had to
so
go on a
I
job.
so I,
Thought Harold had
being
been
a
discovered.
good acquaintance, decided to take over the place for them. And long story short, I served a milkshake to a kid, and Spec got assigned Space Dad.
That's really cute.
It is pretty adorable.
No. Him pretending to be me got assigned Space Dad. He is the Space Dad. I am not.
Nah, it was under Spec Space and under Spec's name. That's where the
No,
attachment
I am
is.
not. I don't get attached to people like that. Nope, no thank you.
You're gonna meet the kid and like immediately. It's gonna like that.
No.
Marz goes over and rests their elbows on the bar again and like rests their chin on their fingers and is like, well, if this place was unionized, there would probably be other employees to watch the tavern while you're away. You wouldn't be the only one here.
And risk having to share my pay? No thank you.
Unions would also help prevent other employees' pays from affecting yours.
Spec is looking at you. There's interest. Continue.
Well, they would, of course, advocate for reasonable pay, and however much you are paid would not be interfered with by other employees. You'd all have just what you're paid at regular rate per hour. I believe minimum wage here is, oh god, what's the economy in Inkwell?
We don't know. We don't talk about
We
it.
don't know. Just
we don't question
say
it.
that you rattle off some number.
Yeah, Marz Marz would know because Marz is very smart. I unfortunately do not know the economical state of Ankwell.
It
It's
sure
in
is a number.
shambles.
I mean, they'd probably have better minimum wage than we do in real life, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
so the number they prattle off is probably like pretty fucking good. Son of a bitch.
Okay, now how funny would it be if I said if Spec blinked and went, that's higher than what I get paid?
Huh?
How funny would it be if Spec said that's higher than what they get paid?
Chloe, do you pay Spec the minimum wage?
Chloe.
Chloe.
But what if Chloe said no and gave them reason to unionize? Because that's what I'm here for. Yeah, that's what I thought you'd say.
Chloe's currently
You say that
sending a
number
sweat emoji. They
and
want to say Chloe wants to say yes, but probably not.
Spec kind of just blinks for a moment. And they don't say anything, but you can tell that number is higher than what they're getting paid.
It's minimum wage from 10 years ago.
Well, not changed due to inflation, not adjusted for inflation. I see.
It's enough.
Is it
I
though?
get food. I get food here.
Well, food is a necessary part of living. I would hope so. But you do also need funds for other things, like personal effects, like clothes or toiletries. And
You
just
think
to
I buy
also,
stuff?
well, don't you need, what if you ever need anything?
Sure, I don't.
Well, okay. If not you, then what about other employees?
I don't think Harold needs anything.
And of course, the only other employees you know are Harold and your boss.
Well, maybe Harold wants to get new bows. Get the nice sparkly ones, or the ones with like cute designs on them.
It is important also, just as a standard, to be paid minimum wage.
We'll
I
have to
will
talk to boss
say,
about this.
if she's not paying minimum wage, that is pretty close to committing a crime. Which is also
Spec looks over at Spec looks at Fletch. I'm pretty sure many crimes are being committed here.
She did assault. I mean, granted, she was an owlbear at the time, but she did kind of assault me.
No, that's not what I meant. I meant the person here committing identity theft.
Well, that's
Oh, so you care about identity theft? It's not like I even stole your credit card.
You think I got a credit card?
I have no idea what a credit card is. I don't know why
I don't
said
know
that.
either. That's a weird thing.
I mean, they are other forms of payment. That's what it is.
Man. Owl Tavern confirmed credit cards.
You know it, baby. To be fair, they confirmed banks and bank accounts.
Yeah, credit cards
Fair.
do exist, I think. Does that mean that technically the tavern is supposed to take credit cards? But
A tap.
nobody
Oh my
knows what a
gosh.
credit card is.
They have
tap.
electronic like registers where you tap your cards.
They just have a tab.
We did use
We
a
did
blender.
use a blender.
You did have a blender.
It's magic kinds.
Magic. It's the magic.
Magic tappy tap.
Magic tappy.
Gosh, I think at that point, Fletch blinks like, oh, the magic tappy tap.
The magic tappy tap.
Mm-hmm. Ah, okay, that makes more sense.
They are officially called credit cards, but you know what? That also does fit.
I just call them the thing that the patrons got to show me before they get a drink. Well, correction, before I send Chloe to give them a drink. I don't serve the drinks.
Yeah, you see, Spec is baby. Too young to touch.
I'm not!
You're baby.
I just don't know for sure, and I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Imagine not knowing if you're old enough to drink. I think I can drink.
There's a minor flinch from Spec.
Shit!
Oh.
I'm so used to saying things like imagine, blank, fuck.
No, this is great. This is great. I hold up, I didn't say this in the last FPS, but the fact that Spec was able to joke around and talk openly to Fletch about both their curse and their memory problems kind of showed, even if they didn't say it out loud, an extreme amount of trust in Fletch. Because I point out they aren't even open about their curse to most people. Like most people, like I don't think Spec has anything right now that even shows that they have their curse.
Looks at backstory, looks away.
It's fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a perception. I'm gonna make a perception to see if Marz notices. They sure fucking did.
That sure do be a nat 20.
That sure do be a nat 20.
What were they noticing?
Spec flinching.
Yeah, there's a notable flinch when you say imagine not knowing.
And your Spec is probably too distracted to roll an insight, but Fletcher, if you would like one.
Sure. Okay, he doesn't see much this time. That is a... I have tabbed into a completely different thing. Here we are. That is a 13.
He does notice that, like, another sad look flash across Marz's face before schooled again to a small smile. So
Aw.
like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you if I
Don't
No,
worry
it's
apologize.
about it.
I poke fun at them all the time. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you sure do.
He grins.
Meh.
Still,
Spec makes a little face.
you two are a lot closer than I am. I mean, I am a stranger.
No, you Fletch kind of just grabs
Hmm.
both of your cheeks. You are a very good and close friend.
To you.
And since you're my friend, and since I'm basically Spec, that also means that you're Spec's friend.
What?
Dearest, I don't think that's how that works.
That is
I am
not.
saying that's how it works.
That. What?
I would like to be friends if you'd be okay with that.
I don't do friends. I said that earlier.
Of
Well,
course.
then what are we?
I don't know, a pain in my side?
It's a pain in your side that you pay to be there.
You don't want you risk you sleeping out in the cold or something.
Uh-huh. I
You
never
know,
said I was
sometimes I can
sleeping
have
out in.
basic human decency, okay? Not completely selfish.
God, I love Mars's deception mod.
Man!
You know, I could possibly. I'd have to get a 19 or nat 20. Nope.
Aw.
Nope. No, when Spec says that they don't do friends, Mars is just very understanding smile and nod. They're doing fine.
Hmm. I don't believe you.
Unfortunately, beloved, that is an 11 against the dirty 20.
I know it. I know Spec believes you. I, the player, don't believe you.
Heart emoji. Well, yeah, I'd hope not. We did build our lore together, dearest.
That is true. Um, Spec is just very much pouting as they sit now.
Well, we don't have to be friends. But I would like to come around more often. And they look over at Fletch, now that I know that this is where you're hanging out.
Well, yeah, I had to find somewhere after the Feywilds.
That is true.
The Feywilds?
How are you after that, by the way?
I've been doing just fine. It's a lot more, normal. Well, no, it's not. But it's, I mean, I have a place to stay now and I have a buddy. He points at,
You. Hmm.
I am glad you're doing well.
and he looks over at Spec like, you're gonna say something?
No. I'm just gonna sit here.
Now, dearest, no need to pout.
I'm not pouting. Very much pouting. Very, very much pouting. Spec won't say it, but I Spec will say it. Very much pouting. Like even has like the head scrunched down kind of thing, arms crossed, sitting legs
Aww.
crossed, like
Come on. Give Mars a chance. They're really nice.
Spec is looking at Marz.
I mean, come on.
Mar-
Without them, I'd still be wandering around lost.
Mars is when Spec looks at them, they're looking at Fletch actually as they very affectionately put a hand on his head. And just, that's very kind, but if Spec doesn't want to, they don't have to. God damn it.
Kitty.
No.
Spec is just looking. I have words.
If you are just looking, how is your perception, my dearest?
You did passive or a roll?
Whichever you want to do.
We're gonna roll because my passive is okay. I gave Spec the stats that I got from like just base stuff, which means my highest stat's a 16.
Looks at my highest stat being a 20, looks away.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to see if I can change my stats because I am suffering for it.
Fair.
Valid. I think you deserve to beef yourself up a bit.
Yeah.
Metaphorically and literally.
No, yeah, with that perception, you do just see them. There's no threat in their body language. There's no like underlying they're gonna do something terrible. They're just very affectionately now like pushing their hand just a little bit against Fletch's head.
Fletch is
I mean, if
just
they do
making
come around a lot,
Fletch is just grinning.
if they do come around a lot, maybe I'll think about tolerating them as well.
Aww. You tolerate me?
I sometimes do.
Oh, you're just a little Sunjay, aren't you?
Excuse me?
Snort was in character.
I want you to know I've been thinking it this whole time as I've been playing Spec. I've been going, oh wow, I know what you are.
I know what you are, a Sindere.
No.
I mean, now that you mention it.
No! I think friendships are overrated.
Why is that?
Spec is quiet for a second.
I don't think it's overrated. I had friends that I was very close with, and they mean a lot to me.
Man, Spec is zoned out right now.
Man.
Tasty.
Fletch kinda...
Fletch, you know that look.
Yeah.
That's the same look that you've seen that on Spec's face a couple of times. You also know what that means is probably going to happen afterwards.
Yeah, Fletch...
You gotta warn Marz about that, by the way, before that happens, because that's gonna not be fun.
Yeah, Fletch kinda was just like, Marz, they might not, he might not remember the last bit that you said.
Wait, shit, I did these rolls wrong.
Yeah, all Specs is handing me right now is like that numbed kind of zone out.
Yeah, and Fletch does hop the counter again to be ready, just in case.
Oh, that was incorrect. Whoops. That first number is supposed to be a +2, not a +12. That was an 11 whiz save and a 14 deception.
Oh.
As they look away from where Spec and now Fletch is, and very quietly just, of course, I'm sorry.
No, it's alright. Unfortunately, your boy did real bad on his, he did real bad on his insight, so...
Yes. Now, Marz can insight.
Yeah,
Oh.
Fletch does not beat Marz's deception, nor does he really get to see what's happening with the Spec right now.
Unfortunately,
Spec-
it makes I rolled an @1, but that makes sense because Marz is pointedly not looking.
Yeah, Spec is zoned out. Do you, like, shake them or anything, Fletch?
He's kind of just got his hands out, ready in case Spec loses balance. Is he's just like, hey, Spec, you okay?
There is it's little sit up as I gasp. I'm not that word. And it's like a play button has happened as if the past couple seconds never happened. We're almost a minute at this point.
Fuck! I keep almost dropping my dice.
Oh no. Like, hey, you good?
You're asking about the Spec?
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't think
it,
he's going to beat Marz's deception.
Nope. Marz.
Nope. Yeah, he does not beat that.
yeah,
Marz.
Spec can't even.
Marz hears Spec yell that and turns back around to their chair. Bright smile on their face, like, of course you're not.
Spec is looking at Fletch. Of course I am. What are you talking about?
You did the thing again.
I smile at you. Spec doesn't know they do the thing. Spec
Well,
just kind
he's
of
about
blinks
to
at
find
you.
out.
Yeah, Spec is about to find out. Spec just blinks. Huh?
A thing, that happens sometimes where you just zone out and then you don't remember. I think last time it happened, and he shapeshifts to look like that human real kind again, and points at himself like, last time it was because I looked like this.
Oh, this roll is wrong. I'm gonna roll this at disadvantage. Yeah, that's what I thought. And then, now here's the real kicker.
Oh boy.
Gotta love that Decept mod.
No! Spec's eyes widen before they blink and just place a hand to her head. I've never seen that before.
I looked
I
like this
think,
for a
wait,
whole
no.
night.
Wait. Did I? No, it's all fuzzy.
You
Kind
know,
of foggy.
when Chloe met me, I looked like this. This is the face that you claimed was your brother.
You didn't look like yourself.
No, I looked like this.
I swear you did. Ah, God's my head.
Maybe let's not push too much, dearest.
Oh, alright. If you say so. And he drops a look, and yeah, he's not beating that Decept.
It's my turn on the disgusting deception mod.
Yeah, it is.
It's my turn.
I mean, Fletch does, he just doesn't use it much.
Not like his liar friend.
Yep.
Spec, still with a small headache, goes behind the counter and gets himself a glass of water. And just takes a drink of that.
Marz kind of almost sheepishly goes and tucks some hair behind their ear and is, well, it is late and I have imposed on you quite a bit tonight. I should head out.
Oh, don't you want
You're
to
not
stay
gonna
for the
finish
night?
talking about those unions.
You both spoke at the same time.
I like to think in canon they did both speak at the same time.
Marz just blinks very rapidly. Just,
Ah,
Fletch, you go first and as you say what was said.
yeah. I asked if you, I mean, we're an inn, you can stay for the night.
I do recall I was told this place is closed for the night.
Oh, yeah, but I
Eh,
don't think Chloe's gonna be mad about more money.
you can bunker down in my room or something.
Won't you be using it?
Eh, I got
Oh,
I got places to stay.
no, it's fine. You can use my room. I'll go under the bed.
Ugh,
I do know you
scared
like
me
to do
last time
that.
you did that.
Okay, I am a shadow. It is very cozy there.
There is a pauses. Spec like
I'm
she. Well, then either you can go under my bed or their bed. Up to you.
I wouldn't mind bunking together. And they look at Fletch. It'd be a lot like when I was helping you out of the Feywild.
yeah, those were some adventures, weren't they?
Those were times.
There's a pause and Spec starts to get that look before they shake their head. You haven't told me that story, have you, yet?
Oh, well, yeah, I guess I haven't. Wonder why.
Hmm.
It's purely because it slipped his mind. There's no lore thing for why he hasn't. He's just a bit stupid sometimes.
I love
They both are,
him.
and let's be honest. Spec does not go digging around backstories enough to find out.
Mhm. He's just like, oh, yeah, well, I, for some reason, popped into existence in the Feywild, so didn't really know where to go from there, and eventually Marz came along to help.
Mhm. My
Hmm.
patron, who I had already pledged to at that point, had heard that Fletch was there and just wandering, and he wasn't supposed to be in there. So I was assigned a mission to help him out, and we became friends.
I'm glad. The Feywilds aren't good.
Well, it was mostly just exciting being there. I mean, yeah,
Hmm.
there is a bunch of Fae that, you know, would try to steal your face and all that, but
Yay.
if you don't got a face to steal, then they don't really bother you.
Yes, if you
Hmm.
don't have a face to steal, and if you are also Fey, they tend to not do that.
Hmm. Still don't like it.
That's fair.
Yeah, well, there's a reason not a lot of people live there.
Nope. I used to. I used to, um, before I got sent out on missions around Ninquell, I would stick close by my patron.
Spec is frowning, just kind of scratching at their gloved hand. So you're from the Feywilds as well?
I am Fey.
Hmm.
Yeah, they got the little wings to prove it. They're very cute.
Yeah, they do.
Well, bird wings are a little harder to convince people with. People usually assume bug wings, and they stretch out one of their little feathered wings.
There's a pause before Spectre shakes her head. No, no, Fae can be any animal.
I take it you have experience with the Feywild then?
I I don't see how that is important to the current moment.
That's fair. Though,
Fletch may actually know why Spec's being off.
Oh?
Would would Spec have told Fletch? Does Spec even remember? That's the question. Does Spec even remember?
Yeah, that sure is the question, huh?
man.
Question of the hour. Does my own character even remember?
I always forget Marz is the only one who is allowed to have memories.
Okay,
well,
in Spec's defense, Spec is like the opposite end of the spectrum of like almost no memories.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spec has no memories, Fletch just chooses not to remember.
I think Fletch. Would Fletch have Would Fletch have asked at all about Spec's backstory, especially when finding out about their curse?
Probably a few questions, yeah.
Roll investigation.
Okay, because my boy is so smart and so talented.
You know, we gotta even this out somehow.
That's a 17.
Ooh.
Spec had a problem with the Feywilds. They couldn't remember it exactly, but you remember that whenever they started talking about it, they seemed panicked. You hadn't talked about it for long.
Man.
And I'll give you that 17. You know that something about Spec's current situation, even if you don't realize the full extent, because I don't think Spec's told Fletch the full extent, just the whole Fox thing and the Mist thing. That is not something that is normal.
Yeah. And Fletch kinda just thinks, like, well, Faye can be cruel, but Marz is a very good one. And kind of just pulls him into a side hug.
Sorry, I had to step away for. Give me 1 second. I'm so sorry.
You're good.
No, you're good.
Take your time, beloved. That gives me time to figure out what Spec knows. I love my muse not telling me what they know. Hmm. I think Spec. I think Spec. What does Spec remember? Me rattling my muse for answers. Spec remembers. Okay, Fletch.
Yeah.
I know what Spec would remember that Fletch would have found out. Spec remembers this feeling of hurt and fear, and Spec knows, and Fletch would know about what about Spec's connection to the Feywild, but would not know some of the darker parts. Just knows that Spec is connected to something in the Feywilds.
I nod at that. Understandable. Have a nice day.
Mm-hmm. You know all the lore, so you understand what I'm talking about.
Yep, sure do.
And Fletch may even know the name of it. Though I will say, Fletch cannot easily explain it because Spec would have only ever explained it in rambles or side comments because it hit memory hard.
Yeah, memory
And
hard.
half of the time when Spec would say stuff, they would forget it right afterwards.
Hi,
Or they would
sorry,
zone out.
Angel had an accident.
You're good, you're
Oh, I
good. I
pat
was
you.
figuring out Spec.
Oh gosh, where were we?
Fletch said this face squad could be cruel, but Marzi is not. And Spec just kind of went,
Like,
Oh,
Marz
Marz
helped
would
me
have.
out a lot. Or just like anyone else.
Marz does like put their hands together, not in like prayer, but like they steeple their fingers. They're like, I'm sorry that if you did have an experience in the Feywild, it does sound like it wasn't the best. I wish you two could have at least met my patron.
Oh?
They're very kind.
Well, that's good to hear.
I will see if you're kind.
Oh, trust me, they are. They're actually the, other person who knows my name. So...
Oh, thank goodness I can say it. And there is a notable relaxation in Spec.
Marz
That
Marz
does
does
mean a
laugh.
notable amount to me.
Marz does laugh as they also kind of relax a little. It's like, all right. I was afraid I'd have to call you dearest all night.
Well, I
Well, I
won't
gotta
stop
say,
you.
if Fletch trusts you with his name, that is, especially since you are Fae, that is, that means a lot to me.
The same
Fine.
to you.
I guess I can trust you somewhat.
And even if you don't make friends, I would like to speak with you more.
There is a tilting of their head. Perhaps we could then.
Perhaps.
Yeah, you're gonna love getting to know them. They're a huge dork.
Who was that said to?
He is making it very vague.
Spec instantly not wanting to be assumed as dork. Okay, well, I will see then.
Marz is smiling, but they scrunch their face at Fletcher like, I'd hope they're a dork. They hang out with you.
Hey!
Not
I'm not that
a
much of a
dork.
dork. Gosh, they both deny it at the same time.
Marz just elbows on the bar, chin on their fingers, just smiling at them again.
Oh.
No. Well, you're a dork.
You're a dork.
You're a dork.
You're a dork.
No, 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 you're a dork.
And Marz, I assume like I feel like they would like at the same time squish each other's faces. It's like, no, you're a dork.
Yeah.
Spec is just handing me staring in mild disgust.
That feeling when the divorce energy feels like they're still dating.
Oh my god. Spec is trying to read the room so much right now.
Spec is just, oh god, are they dating? No, they said they're friends. Wait, but what is this?
Spec voice, this is disgusting all around. People being nice to each other in front of me. Horrible. I hate it.
Terrible, awful, truly a crime.
Emotional vulnerability. I hate it.
Laughs. You think Marz is emotionally vulnerable? Ah.
Spec is just staring at you too, in mild disgust, but there is a sort of minor affection in their eyes. They're getting attached.
All according to Kaikaku.
According to Kikaku.
And Fletch is just like, you're a dork too, Spec. Don't worry.
Like, no, I'm not.
Oh, baby denial.
No, I am an extremely serious employee of this tavern. I could kick you out right now. I could kick you both out right now.
Oh, but you won't.
Oh, but if they do, then that just means we can go cause trouble outside.
Yes, go be someone else's problem.
There's ways to cause trouble to you outside.
Oh, baby doesn't know that outside the tavern walls.
I will head upstairs and go to bed.
Oh, does baby need a nap?
Oh,
I will throw something at you right now.
Oh, will you?
I'm not afraid to use a sword on you.
Yeah.
Do you remember last time, Fletch?
Oh, I can beat you. You got lucky.
Now, children.
I was so
I very
close.
distinctly remember beating you a lot.
No, I can beat you this time. I know it.
I'd say you want to test, but I think it'd be impolite to fight in front of a guest.
Marz, do you think I could beat Spec's ass?
He can't.
I can totally.
If you applied yourself, I think you could.
No, he did apply himself and he still lost.
No, you got lucky. I have cool psychic blades. You're not beating that.
And I have a very, very cool sword that I can both cast magic with and do cool tricks with.
Oh, you do too?
Oh, you have a sword? And Spec just perks up like a little
So my daggers aren't cool enough for you, but a sword.
I'm a College of Swords bard.
Yeah, but they're still blades, and I make them with my mind.
Your mind daggers are very cool.
There are two very different reactions to that sentence.
Yeah, well, I can still call you bitch in your mind.
Excuse me?
Yeah?
You are such a child. This is why I'm the older one.
There's a way I've wanted to flavor reaching into a hammer space for as long as I've been in Draft House, but it has not worked for any other character. But Marz is a magical girl, basically.
Yeah.
I can do this.
You can.
So, I'm very excited. What appears in the air in front of them looks almost like a magic circle. Like, glowing that same blue that they're dressed up in, and they reach a hand in. And where's my D10? There it is. Yep, that's fine. And slowly they retract their hand, and they're holding a oh god, I'm trying to remember parts of a sword.
They
have
hilt?
the hilt. Yes, they have the hilt, and they're slowly pulling it out to reveal the handguard looks like a rose, and spiraling up the rapier from that rose are blue metal vines.
Oh, Spec is looking so respectfully. Spec is perked up and everything, like, they went from uninterested, grumpy little child to, like, you have their attention completely caught, and they are easy to read. They are invested now.
Yep.
That's a sword.
Yep, it's a blue rose as the handguard, the vines going up the actual blade, and also down the handle that they're holding.
Oh, that is so much cooler than daggers.
Hey!
It's okay, dearest. I think your daggers are very cool.
No, they aren't. Not compared to that.
You make them with your mind. You just
Yeah,
have it.
well, congratulations. Your one brain cell can make daggers. Your daggers don't have cool roses on them.
I can make them have cool roses, and he
I'd love to see
holds up. He holds up his finger to manifest a dagger, and gosh, what should I roll to see if he can manifest a good dagger? Because he uses charisma.
What do you? I would just make a charisma check or save.
Yeah.
You're not gonna believe this.
Is it nat 20? Yeah!
Oh my gosh. Disgusting.
Yeah, he makes a... As he manifests it, first it looks like his usual brand of daggers, but then little buds pop up along the hilt and they bloom into roses. And a vine curls around the handle as it kind of takes on a more ornate appearance.
Fine, you can make fancy daggers.
I can?
That's kind of cool.
Ha! Knew it.
Oh, shut up, or else I'll never compliment you again.
Now, if we want a more tangible version, and they shift their rapier to their other hand, and then reach back to that magic circle in the air, and they pull out a little dagger that actually looks a lot, they put out a little dagger that looks a lot like the rapier.
Spec is just crossing their arms again.
Someone's angry they don't have roses.
I am perfect and content with my weapon. It is effective, and it is good for flourishes.
You know, if you join the union and got a raise, you might actually be able to afford a cool sword like that.
And why do I need a cool sword when I could just punch my opponent?
Where's
because
the
you
style?
like cool
the
swords. There's not denying it. We all saw how you eyed Marz's sword.
No, I should go to bed, actually. I need to go to bed. I'm done with this conversation. Goodbye. And they start to stand up.
And very genuinely, they're not looking at Marz, but very genuinely they hear, "Have a good sleep."
You can stop Spec, you know, Spec won't. Spec is like me. Spec is actually a coward that will say they'll do something and it doesn't. Spec kind of startles at that slightly. Thank you.
Do they want to look at Marz?
Yeah, they're gonna glance over the shoulder and look.
I'm not even gonna make you roll insight for this one. They look so soft and affectionate, but also they startle like they weren't expecting you to turn around. But they just smile at you.
Maybe you should come up as well. I gotta show you to the rooms.
Oh, it is pretty late. We should all probably turn in.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, important question. We are under 2 hours. Is this where this ends? Or does this continue on to the night?
Yo, it's time for sleepover questions.
I mean, I do hold up. We could get Fox Spec from this.
Oh?
Oh?
All I need is Fletch to sneak in and scare Spec because Spec's Fox form is very much an anxiety or fear trigger.
Oh.
Oh.
So if Fletch goes to poke his little head in via shadow under the bed, scares the shit out of Spec.
I mean, he could do that accidentally, just like asking Spec for something. Just like that, hey, stop screaming, it's me.
Fletch voice, 1 second, Marzi, I'm gonna be back. Marzi, what's wrong? I kind of accidentally turned Spec into a fox.
So we could do
Man.
that.
We could.
Good. I'm down.
I'm looking at Fletch.
I'm down. I do.
I'm down.
He
We got-
needs to
we-
go
we all
over for
promise
some
you self-care.
stupid reason, like we don't have enough towels.
Oh my god.
We don't have pillows for the pillow fort.
Yes, good.
These two chuckle fucks would build a pillow fort.
Also, I love how the convincing thing was we haven't even reached 2 hours.
We have to. It's us.
It's us.
It is us. To be exact, we are only an hour and a half in. Come on.
We need more. It's us.
As long as we all promise to call it if any of us get tired.
Yeah, I'm good, man.
Yeah, I'm good for a bit longer.
Alright then. Let's jump scare a fox.
It's a bit of a time skip as they are getting settled in their rooms.
Yeah, and Fletch kind of realizes something like, hey, he kind of does want a pillow actually, but he doesn't know where they're kept. So he excuses himself from the room for a moment and slips in to Spec's room via the shadows. And
I'm just gonna you go.
oh, you go first.
No, you go.
And he kind of just slips over to under the bed and rises up from there.
I'm gonna roll because either way I'm gonna ignore it if it's high, but I kind of want to see if I can get a low roll. Deal. Can I get lower?
Five
Dice
and
at five,
five
five
only.
Only 5.
Okay. That is definitely low enough though to trigger it because correction, that is low enough to scare Spec into the trigger, which is, let me pull it up.
Yeah, Spec, you wake up you open your eyes to see a shadow just looming over you with big glowing eyes.
All right, I gotta make a saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna do this at disadvantage for that. Yeah, okay, we're doing disadvantage because that technically would have passed. I'm ignoring this for the sake of the gag. I love. Can I just close my eyes a few more times? There we go. That's that one. The dice went fine. I know what you want. There is a audible squeak, and there is a poof, and where Spec was is now a very familiar hoodie. I'm not hoodie. Coat with a sweater, some gloves, and some pants and boots, just kind of laying undistinguished on the ground. And you can see something trying to escape from underneath them.
Yeah, and the shadow which was reaching out to wake Spec up, it kind of like tries to help the lump out of the pile of clothes.
He just pokes his head through like the sweater collar, and you just see this little, because let's be honest, Fox Spec is tiny. Like, holding your hand's tiny, like a cat size at best.
Tiny.
Oh.
And so all you see is this little tiny head pop out of the sweater and then shoot you the biggest glare.
Hey, we kind of are out of pillows.
There is a growling.
Listen, if you're not used to me, being my true, authentic self, then maybe you're not ready for me to get a job here.
Maybe I don't want people looming over my bed. And
I was trying to wake you up. I wasn't
If you
looming.
can handle me at my spooky shadow, you don't deserve me at my tavern employee.
Basically.
Well, I am very much awake now.
Okay, cool. So where are the pillows?
What?
Okay, yes, under the bed is cozy, but it's kind of cozier with pillows. We don't really have enough. And also, we might want to make a pillow fort later.
They're kept stored away. You can't get into it though, employees only.
There's a knock
cool.
at the door.
And Fletch just picks you up and starts.
What?
There was a knock at the door, so Fletcher picks Spec up and goes to the door, and Marz is standing there.
Spec instantly starts squirming and like before just freezes. And there is this little fox made of mist, and it's very obvious that their form is stable at best, but just enough that Fletch can pick them up.
Do you realize this is Spec? Yes, you do. Damn.
You can roll with dis if you want.
I can. Oh, perfect.
Oh my gosh. You do
There's
not
a pause. There's a pause as Marz's hand was still up to knock again, and they zero in on the little fox, and there is a pause. And then
oh. And Fletch is just like, oh yeah, I was asking Spec about where to get pillows, and I ran into this thing. And he holds Spec up by the scruff.
The Spec is just dangling by the scruff with. They are doing their best because they don't want Marz to know. They don't want Marz to know. So they shoot Fletch a notable glare before they just kind of go limp in the grip.
Gosh,
Marz is
usually he's so good at lying. But a +11 modifier can only do so much.
It's okay. Marz isn't even gonna try to insight because they're too busy. Like they're cooing, and like it actually sounds like bird noises.
Oh.
The fox is so done.
Hello, little one.
This tiny fox is just ragdolled in Fletch's hands right now by the scruff.
You want to hold them?
The fox doesn't say anything out loud, but you feel them stiffen slightly.
I don't want to scare them.
Oh, alright then. And he kind of just plops Fox down on shoulder and starts making his way over to where the pillows and such are kept.
Marz is following, and you don't need to roll a perception to know that their eyes are on that fox.
There is this little trail of mist behind them as they walk from the fox's tail. And the tail is, the moment the fox notices, the tail kind of curls up beneath them. And they are just gripping onto Fletch's shoulders very tightly. And very, very quietly they whisper, "You cannot go to the closet now, because they'll know that, oh, You opened it? You're not an employee? That means someone else with you's an employee, and there's not exactly a lot of employees here.
Okay, they don't know about that little clause. And two, if they find out, they'll just think that I am a really, really good con artist, which I am.
During this whispered conversation, there's still like that quiet bird cooing.
If they find out, I will personally do something.
I mean,
oh, what a threat.
Spec doesn't have the heart to threaten, okay? Spec's a little stressed out right now.
Oh, beloved. Spec does know about the funny little goat form.
I will get my revenge.
You can try.
From
You know,
behind,
Chloe
there's a dearest. Are you sure it's all right for them to ride on your shoulder like that? It looks like it's gripping rather hard.
the claws dig in tighter.
Fletch hums, and then she's like, yeah, I guess you're right. And he scruffs Spec again, and then holds him like a baby.
There is a notable glare now.
Like, this is probably more comfortable, right?
Spec's face is hidden from Marz by Fletch himself, so they can glare like it's like they are going to murder you in your sleep next time you rest. And
Marz
they just
cooing again, like all over again.
Yeah, no. I mean, if I gotta get comfortable, and Spec just kind of, and Spec gives like the dirtiest of glares before kind of rolls over, and then proceeds to dig their claws into Fletch's chest.
Gosh. Alright, that's... I guess roll your attack.
Yeah, let me pull up the stats again. Gotta pull up these stats. Because technically I have permission to use this as like a fox druid shape thingy. Wait, hold up, I just realized I don't think there's a fox stat. Hold up.
Whoops. Is there none? Hang on.
Okay, let me... Oh no, there is. Here, I'll send it over to you.
Please.
There you
my
go.
5e did not have it. Oh, so it just doesn't like me. Thanks. Because I looked up fox and nothing showed up. Okay, let me... I love how it says bite's the only attack.
It just says 1 damage.
Oh my god! That's hilarious!
So, listen, he's not exactly very dangerous.
So, attack it, and then he takes exactly 1 damage. And let me roll something. Thankfully, you are not dropped.
Marz kind of like jolts and holds out a hand like they want to help. It's like, oh, if they're that upset, dearest, maybe I should take them.
Well, if you say so. And he very much trying to remove Spec from his chest.
Spec is holding on for dear life.
Come on, let go.
I'm gonna roll a strength. Fun fact: they're in fox form, which means they use that fox stat.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, foxes aren't that strong. So yeah, human Spec's pretty strong. Fox Spec, who is made of literal mist, does not get that.
Yeah, no, he pries you off. Just very gently removes every single one of your claws from his chest. And then hands him over to Marz. Like, yeah, you are usually better with animals than I am.
This is an angry animal.
Something about me is spooky or whatever.
I don't think you're spooky. And Mars does very, very, like, almost feather light gently, he who pun, um, da, 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 da,
Duh!
very gently takes this little fox and not like baby cradles, but this fox is rather small. They can like cradle this fox in one arm and then very, very gently, like with one finger, like rubs the top of its head. It's like, there, little one.
Man.
Keeps himself together. The fox kind of jumps at the contact a bit, but doesn't fight you. They're just they have their little paws curled in and their tails kind of just mist beneath you. And I will say, now that you're holding him, it's a very strange texture because it feels soft, but almost not there. Like the fox looked like it was made of mist, but you can almost tell now that this is not a normal fox. Their physical form is not quite physical. It's enough that it almost feels like fur. And if you weren't like holding them for a long period of time, you'd even think it. But yeah, that's mist right there.
Mars is just trying to be very, very comforting, just very quietly. It's all right, little one. We'll get you back to where you're supposed to be very soon, I promise.
Ah. Spec doesn't know how to make a fox noise. Spec's not used to this. Spec's used to talking or hiding.
Darling.
And Fletch is just making his way on down to the closet before stopping there and
Yeah, you can't get in.
kind of waiting for Marz to come.
Yep, they're heading over. They're very focused on this fox.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, they seem a lot calmer now, so can I try holding them again?
Oh, yeah, of course. Just gently.
Yeah, no, the moment Specs is in Fletch's arms again, claws digged in. Violence.
He takes another hit point to damage and it's just like. And it's just like, do you want to play along or do you want to explain to Marz why Spec did not join in to get pillows?
There's such a pointed glare before the claws let go.
Mara's just very concerned, just, I don't know what it is, darling, but animals just don't really like you.
Eh, I guess I just sensed something, or I don't know. And he turns to kind of try and block the Marz's line of view, at least to get the closet open.
Spec just
What would that
pokes
be?
their head through the door. To
Like
hide, that'd be sleight hand.
Alright.
Jinx.
Use Fox Friend to open. Uh
Uh-oh. Oh, that doesn't even beat Marz's passive, and their passive isn't the best.
You do see two little fox paws open up the door.
They're kind of that's really cute, but also very confusing. And
Okay,
they
here's
walk.
the thing though. Paws are hard to open. You don't even see paws. You see the fox just straight up bite down on the
Oh,
door handle and twist it with their teeth.
Oh.
there's just a dearest. I don't. Oh,
Oh, well, would you look at that? Maybe someone trained them and kind of, while trying to pretend that he's getting Spec to stop munching on the handle, opens up the door.
See, Spec is smart. Spec knows if Spec bites down, it can be played off as, oh, this is a hungry fox. If Spec starts trying to open this like a human or like a trained animal, yeah, that's a lot harder to cover up.
Yeah. And yeah, it's fine. It looks like he's very much trying to pry Fox off of handle. And oh, look, the door's open. And he's just like, maybe we get some. Maybe we can get some food for them after we get pillows. Might be why they're so
Minor glare of, I
grumpy.
just want to go back to bed.
what did he say?
I said minor glare from the fox of just, of I want to go back to bed.
Yeah, well, it sure would explain why they're so grumpy.
Glares.
After we get it some food, I know we were planning on making a pillow for it. Did you want to invite Spec?
Oh, I'll check, but Spec might have already gone back to bed.
I look at Fletch. Fletch would know that when Spec gets transformed like this, at least 24 hours. Let me double check. But I'm pretty sure at least 24 hours have to pass before they can change back.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah. Christian, you must finish a long rest.
Ah.
So Spec needs an entire full night's rest before they can change back.
That's alright. I wouldn't want them. I wouldn't want
Well,
to
I
bother them
think,
with this little one.
okay, reading over it, it looks like you're in the form for as long as the spell is, but you keep some cosmetic effect for until you have a long rest.
Okay, I do point the original thing was just casting Alter Self, and only Alter Self happened. It was reflavored to a more wild shape.
Yeah.
So rather than having the lasting effects of Alter Self, it's the lasting effects of a wild shape. So Spec is stuck in fox form.
Yeah, I mean,
until long rest.
when you do this feature, Alter Self does fade before you finish the long rest. The duration is still
It
the amount
does?
of time that Alter Self is. Yeah.
1 second, I'm pulling this up because we did establish in the past FPS that Spec was stuck like that for a bit.
Yeah, when you cast Alter Self using this feature, some cosmetic aspect of your second form remains after the spell ends. This visibly marks you unless you actively hide or disguise it. And then the mark fades after you finish a long rest. So the big
Okay, if
thing
it doesn't
is
murder your game mechanic brain enough that too much, can we keep it as Spec is stuck in fox form because that is part of the lore?
that is fair. I mean, either way you are stuck in it, it would just be the length of time is different.
Yeah. No, I just keep it to where they're kind of just stuck in the wild shape. They can't cast spells, etc., etc. Can't have a physical form, can't do a lot of things.
That is Up to you. I simply just was reading the thingy.
When it was done, I did flavor it as, instead of alter self being casted and getting like those kind of features, but like because alter self you still get to like stay and do like your human spells and stuff like that. It became stuck in Fox stats, and as it as the because alter self is technically not being casted, there is not a time on it because there is no spell technically being casted.
Yeah, if
It's
it
more like
is like
polymorph got casted on you.
Polymorph does also have a time limit, as does Wild Shape.
Okay, what's the one that's more permanent? Hold up, there's a permanent one.
Hey audience, I hope you're having a good time while game mechanics are discussed.
Game mechanics are fun.
I know this and I
Polymorph
love you.
also has the hour limit. And Wild Shape time is determined entirely by the druid level. So eventually Wild Shape is more permanent per se, but that does depend on your level as a druid.
Okay, it wasn't polymorph. I'm looking up spells. I'm gonna find this out.
I believe in you.
Because there is a very high level spell, and I'm treating this as a curse, meaning a very... Spec is not doing this. This is not Spec's power. It is not limited to Spec's power. If it was limited to Spec's power, this would be a lot weaker, but this is way above Spec's power.
Well, while this is happening, I was gonna say, Marz was gonna say, well, if Spec is already asleep, I wouldn't want to bother them with this little one.
Yeah, I guess that is fair.
So they could stay in our room?
There's...
What?
Just very much glaring at Fletch, like, don't do this to me. Don't let this happen to me.
And Fletcher's just like, well, it might be best to, it might be best to, you know, this fox does seem to be a little bit feral, so we might want to release it back into the wild.
There is also a look from Spec, though, at that, like, wait.
And Fletch just... Wait a minute, Fletch can be psychic. Let me,
Also, I found the spell I was looking for.
Alright. Yeah. That does also have a time limit of 1 hour.
No, it doesn't! Beloved!
If you concentrate on the spell for the full duration, it's permanent, as in permanent, but otherwise...
Yes, I know, it's heavy flavoring is what I'm trying to say. It
and
is
you are
heavy,
so valid.
heavy flavoring.
I hold you so very gentle, you could have left it at that. I hold you.
That's what I tried to. I tried to leave it at heavy flavoring. You kept going on about time limits, beloved.
Because you kept mentioning spells.
Because I was trying to explain what it was like mechanically, not like instead of an alter self spell. Not like the time limit, more of just the what does it do to your character.
I thought you meant in terms of the time limit because I was talking about the time limit, and then...
No, I was trying to explain mechanics because I thought you were talking about mechanics.
No, I was talking about the time limit.
Communication, we both need work on it.
I love you both so much. You absolute Rex.
We sure are.
This is why characters are Rex.
You see, this is why I did not give my boy that great intelligence.
Handshake, handshake.
But yeah, I was trying to talk about the time limits. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I flavored it as it's stuck into a long until it can cast the reversal of the curse, which is a long rest. So Spec come morning we'll be able to change back, but they're gonna have to fall asleep and wake up in fox form.
I mean, rip to them.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to communicate. Is Fletch will know very well that because he scared Spec into this, and Spec can only do this once a long rest, and that did use up their one time, even if it wasn't their choice.
Oh, I'm gonna
Yeah,
have to note this down for Marz.
yeah, I'm gonna have to explain the mechanics to you about this. Though it's gonna be up to you if you treat yours as a curse or a blessing, because mine's technically a curse.
Oh, mine would be a blessing because it would be something given to them by their patron.
So yeah, we'll have to discuss that, because part of the reason Specs is the way it is because it is very much a curse.
Yeah, I sit here and I hold Fletch's. I got no idea. I'll get back to you on it.
Figure that one out. Yeah,
Alright,
no.
where were we? You said something about
Spend a
Fletch
night.
can be psychic.
Yeah.
Sleep. Yeah, psychic.
Okay. Yeah, psionic energy die can speak telepathically. Uh, Alright, and I don't expend the psionic energy die for this, so I simply roll, I believe, yep, I have a d8 of that. So we now have a psychic connection for 7 hours or until one of us decides to end it. And
Man.
mentally, Fletch is just like, okay, you can always sneak back into the tavern later.
Do you know how hard that is?
Oh, it can't be that hard. I've done it dozens of times.
It is. Okay, I had to break to you. You are also humanoid.
Yeah, and you're missed.
It's not that simple. You know I
can
don't
just
like.
I can just come
I,
out later with like a little bag or something and stuff you in.
that sounds like kidnapping and is very terrifying. Thank you.
Okay, I'm more like a taxi because you want me to bring you back to your room, yes?
I do.
And you don't want Marz to find out, yes?
Yeah. Spec just kind of scrunches down before they're quiet. What's the weather like outside?
Fletch glances outside. What's the weather like?
What is the weather like, beloveds?
Let me roll a d20, and the higher it is, the better the weather. That's an 18.
Alright. So it's a pretty clear night. Few clouds. It's
Full
starting
moon in
to...
sight.
Yep.
Important question, is there any fog or mist?
I don't think so since it's
Oh,
good weather.
it is full moon on a foggy night. Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Spec is very much caught up. Could we possibly not?
Okay. I'm trying to come up with a plan here, but we do have to,
Just leave me in my room.
Okay, how am I supposed to do that without Marz finding out? They're very attached to you.
Just say I'll take them outside, have Marz go in the room, and then put me in my room.
You know, I think I will release the fox myself so that way I mean, they might run back towards you, so it's better if the one that they hate releases them, right? So you
I
can bring the
doubt they
pillows.
hate you.
Yeah, so if they hate me, they'll want to get away from me, which is usually better for releasing animals.
Animals don't hate you. They're just a little iffy.
Yeah, well, it's better than being a bit clingy to you. So I'll go take care of the fox, and you can bring some pillows to the room. I'll be back.
If you're sure. And they take the pillows and they don't touch the fox, but they do very affectionately like wave a finger in front of it, like, all right, little one, take care.
Spec is dying inside.
Being treated like a cutesy animal when they
I
are a
hate this.
cutesy animal.
I am not a cutesy animal.
You are a very cutesy animal. From this angle, you are extremely adorable.
I hate this.
I wonder if I can send you a mental picture of what you look like right now.
Please don't.
Fletch is sending email.
Oh
I
shit, for
cannot
real?
believe you reminded me how I look like whenever I am cursed.
It's cute.
It's a curse.
Well, sometimes a curse is all about how you look at it. And he's
Oh, I would
doing.
love to hear the positive outtake on this one, Fletch.
He is walking down downstairs as he speaks.
Positive about being cursed. You can get away with shit because you're very small and cute.
Exactly.
Huh. Wonder if any characters know about that.
Besides, no one can prosecute you as a fox, and you can emotionally manipulate people a whole lot easier when you're cute,
Yes,
and
like I would do that.
being able to fit in small places is kind of a bonus sometimes.
You seem way too experienced in this.
And Fletch kind of blinks and looks down at you. Like, how so?
Like, you know way too many examples to why I should be trying to be positive about this.
Well, I'm kind of a shadow. Uh, looking on the bright side is kind of what I do.
There is a snort.
Always look on the bright side of life.
Marz
So
is
what are
just
you gonna
singing
do?
that while bringing pillows into the room.
That Spec is quiet as they probably like staying downstairs for a bit. Do you really trust this, Marz?
Yeah, with my name. I'd say with my life, but well.
I don't think either of us can trust anybody with our lives. Don't have that option anymore.
Well, it's not that bad.
Speak for yourself.
Really, what's so terrible?
You know the being dead thing?
I
The whole
mean,
being dead thing.
and
I love both of you so much.
Fletch probably has set Spec down on a table and is just sitting there, leaning forwards, head resting on his hands, like, you know, you're not the only dead one here. You're gonna have to be a
I'm
bit more
starting
specific.
I'm starting to think, we have very different viewpoints on being dead.
Oh, I mean, I get to interact with people, I get to make friends, I get to still get to eat and relax.
I don't know, it's just Feels like a bad thing. Like something's wrong now. And they kind of sit down and place their head in their paws. And they're very much, the mist is just coming off them and settling towards the ground.
Well, if something's wrong, you can fix it.
Don't
And
think that's quite possible, Fletch.
and if you can't fix it, you can learn to live with it. Well, as much of us can, either of us can live with
Yeah,
anything, but you get
I
what
know
I
what you
mean.
meant. They seem nice.
No, they are. I mean, without them, I'd still be completely lost. Or worse, considering it was the Feywilds.
Very much could have been worse.
Kind of wonder why people don't mess with me as much. I mean, wandering around, naive, gullible, willing to trail after the first person who talked to me like I was a lost puppy, it does feel like a prime target, doesn't it?
It does, and I don't like it.
Hell, you know what? Maybe I'm just too cool for them.
Spec is just frowning. I don't like it, Fletch.
What? That I managed to get out of the Feywilds unscathed?
Yes, because no one gets out of the Feywilds unscathed. Not you. Marz shouldn't have either.
Well, they seem pretty alright to me.
Fletch, I don't know what happened to me, but I know the Feywilds are not something safe.
Well, no, of course not. But I mean, we managed to get out.
Just can't but feel like something is.
Hey, Spec, you
I'm
wanna
just
roll
glad they helped
insight?
you. Yes, absolutely.
I I look
Damn.
away. Yeah, that's good enough. You've probably had this happen before. Uh, Usually whenever it came to talking about Fletch's past or making him think more on things, uh, this it's the same feeling that you are getting responses, but behind that, it's like trying to it's like trying to fish in a puddle, basically. He's not letting you get very deep, and he is not willing to dig.
Spec is looking at him. I just don't like it, Fletch. I don't trust it.
Oh, I feel perfectly fine.
You can't deny what I tell you to do.
And,
That's not normal. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
well, it's not. I mean, yeah, it should, sure, it's a curse, but it's not like only you and Marz know. It's not really a bad thing.
Hmm. Just I'm worried, Fletch.
If it's about my curse, I really, really don't mind it. And he is being entirely genuine here. Like, sure, sometimes he's a bit annoyed at you, but for the most part,
It's not the curse.
And what is it?
I don't like that you haven't mentioned the Feywild before, and I very much don't like that nothing happened. It feels wrong.
Well, I'm very much the kind of person who likes to live in the moment. And in this current moment, I feel fine.
Spec is going to be quiet, but man, are they giving you a look right now of thought.
Fletch raises an eyebrow.
I won't push it, but that doesn't mean I trust it.
Well, then I guess I'll have to show you. That's probably enough time. I bet I can sneak you back into your room now.
I hope so. I'm tired. They kind of. I'm gonna make a con check because it is a misty night. Let me pull up this fox stat. Yeah, they're doing okay. They kind of close their eyes slightly, but they seem okay. Just think I'm getting a little sleepy.
Yeah, I'll
And
take
you
you back to
notice
your room. Oh,
you
what
can
did
do a perception if you want.
Yeah, sure. He does not see his Oh wait, that's a 9.
It sure is. Oh, it's a 9?
Yeah, I got the dots mixed up.
You give your what I assume might be violence, and I'll give you a goof.
Valid.
Please. That is only 15. Spec's tail has become, the fog has fallen down and is starting to mix with the fog from outside has come in.
Yeah, Fletch kind of makes note of that and is just like, alright, well, let's go get you upstairs. And scoops back up.
Hey, don't hold me like that. Little sleepy statement.
Come on, you'll get your sleep, Mr. Grumpy, and then you'll be fine.
With that
Not
15
grumpy.
perception, with that 15 perception, as Fletch is carrying Spec back to their room, since the rooms are right next to each other, from the room that he is sharing with Marz, because we were joking about them singing earlier, but he does hear almost like bird trilling and chirping. It's kind of quiet, but that sure is bird song.
Interesting.
There's my eyes.
Ah, uh-oh. Not so good on the stealth.
Yeah, no, Mars's passive is a 13.
Oh no.
They got caught.
He sure did.
There was like a creak in the floor, and you thought you could get away with it, but the bird chirping has stopped.
Fletch freezes in that one Bigfoot pose.
And there's a voice
Beck is frozen.
at the door. Dearest?
Fletch is going to yeet. he yeets Spec down the hallway for
There's just a squeak.
before he kind of straightens up, like, oh, hey, Marz, I'm back.
The door opens then, and they peek out at him. It's like, oh, was the little one all right?
Yeah.
Let me see how the little one's doing, actually. Making a dex save on that. Actually, no, we'll do acrobatics. That's a bit better. Oof. Yep, nope. Not flat into a wall, at least.
Yeah,
Yeah, 15.
not the
15's
most
pretty all right.
graceful, but like you did land.
Somewhere.
You want to do a stealth to see if you can skitter your way to your room without alerting Marz?
Absolutely.
Gosh.
Oh no.
That sure is a lot of mist that got splattered whenever Spec went whack.
Yeah, there's almost like a poof noise and like the faint skittering of claws on wooden floors, and Marz goes to peek their head out a little more. Like, what was that?
Oh, it was nothing. Don't worry about it. Probably just another rat.
It's probably not a good thing that a food establishment like this has rats.
Yeah, you should probably bring that up with the union talk tomorrow.
Yeah. That does sound smart. We should turn in though. It's getting pretty late.
Yeah.
It is.
It's Spec.
Wait, hold up, man. Spec nearby, just unconsciously saying that under their breath.
Guess Spec sleeps talks.
That's really cute, actually.
The amount of times you were yeah, I knew eventually he would flub a roll with the amount of times you're making him roll deception.
Oh fuck, I dropped my hang on. What is Marz's insight? I'm not used to having that. Whoa, that's a pretty low insight. That's fine. You're fine.
Okay.
Whew.
Yeah,
Safe
no,
for
Marz is
now.
just nodding. It's like, yes, rat problem. I'll have to bring that up.
Yeah. And he kind of steps in and closes the door. Probably shakes his tail a bit to make sure all the mist is cleared.
Yeah, because it was getting a little misty down there on the bottom floor.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine, don't worry
Everything's
about
fine.
it. And so he kind of goes to go and make a fun little pillow fort and then grab one pillow and slip under the bed.
Spec gets into their room and then proceeds to crawl under the bed into where Fletch would know this actually because it appears under the bed, but there is actually a separate second bed fort area set up under the bed that is just the perfect size for a small little fox with a little tiny bed there. And they just plop down onto that and curl up.
Oh.
So this happens enough, they made a little separate place for them when they're stuck like this.
And Marz is just curled up within this fort. And it's time to turn in.
It's time for them to go sleepy sleep. It's alright. Marz didn't find out about the big thing. No, there's just this really cute fox there.
Yeah.
And Marz does love animals.
Can't wait for the next time that fox shows up.
It's fine.
Fine.
Everything is fine.
I think we kept this at a low angst FPS.
Yeah, there were some little hints, but yeah, really good.
Tosses crumbs at you.
Take our lore, eat it.
Throws
Pocket
lore
lore.
comes at the audience like they are a a group of birds.
I mean, with Chloe, you're probably not that far off.
It's okay. Chloe and I handshake bird.
Alright, but that has been a fun little FPS. They
We reached
are.
2 hours. We're safe to stop.
Yeah. We have a funny little trio of totally not at all cursed friends.
Absolutely not.
No.
No, Mars isn't cursed. They are blessed by the powers of their patron.
Exactly. And who knows what the heck is going on with Fletch because he sure doesn't know and he's not willing to dig.
Yeah, it's fine.
Spec's, I love how Spec's the only one who's just like, yeah, no, I have a problem, and I acknowledge that.
It's fine. Everything's
It's
fine.
fine.
It's fine. And
But see, you called them a group of friends. No, Spec would disagree with that one.
well, Spec is a Sindre, so they don't get to weigh in on this.
And
All
that,
right.
my lovely Scarlet Owl Tavern server, has been Full Moon on a Foggy Night. Thank you, our present and future listeners. Bye bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye!